I am back once again to indulge, to satisfy, to fascinate, to interest you in me doing things like drinking a Coke from McDonald's for no reason other than to just do it. Because sometimes, maybe, things don't need to be that complicated. Maybe all you want to see is the right person doing the right thing. And maybe I'm the right guy for the job of drinking a soda online for other people to enjoy, to watch and say, you know what? I was alone in my car one time drinking a soda and had this moment of loneliness, disconnection, something like that. I had things in my life going wrong, you know? And I remembered that when I watched this guy alone in his car. And somehow, he mended my memories. He made everything okay. He came into my mind and he said, you know what? You're not alone out there. There are people just like you who sit alone in their car and eat like they're just a little creature in a corner, just, you know, but you never go, you know, you don't ever do that. So maybe it's not like that at all, but it can be pretty similar. So here we go. I'm pretty thirsty too. Are you thirsty? Have a sip. Was that good? I bet you it was. Man, I gotta switch arms. That's a lot of fluid to hang out on the end of your arm there, you know? A lot of fluid. You drinking your fluids? You getting your vitamins? Just checking up on you. Dr. Seth, here to enlighten you, to make you feel good, to make sure you're getting all of your vitamins and minerals and fibers and proteins and good carbohydrates. Or maybe just soda. Maybe you just need soda. Maybe if you put the proteins and vitamins in the soda, you wouldn't need anything else. Why can't we live off soda? Why isn't soda more nourishing? It is. Trust me, it is. Which actually made me think of an idea. If someone did something like, I lived off of only Coca-Cola for this many days. Like, how many days could you go? Like, I mean, you'd be starving yourself probably, but, I mean, don't you? I mean, I think the people that say that there's no nutritional value in that, I think that's kind of like, I don't like that. You know? Don't you hate that? No nutritional value. Well, you know what? When something's really good and it satisfies you, it relieves the stress, it relieves the tension. So you know what? That sounds like just as good as vitamins to me. Because stress destroys people. And Coca-Cola makes it all better. There's fine print. Disclaimer. Not affiliated with McDonald's or official Coca-Cola. Unless they want to endorse me. You gonna give me $500 million, Coca-Cola? Come on. I actually worked at Coke before. You know, you load the trucks up with the drinks. It's pretty hardcore. Oh, I gotta take a break. You ever tried to chug that much soda? This much soda in one sitting? I don't have high standards for myself as far as chuggability. Chuggability! That should be a person online. Sometimes I think of things like Burpster. Guess I'm Burpster for now. The Burpinator. Don't put the inator, the Sethinator, the Johninator, the Timinator, the Ericnator, the Erigator. I can't expect myself to chug all this, like, just instantly. I'm not really trying to do that. That's not what this channel is about, okay? But I am chugging the whole soda, okay? But, you know, I'm going on my own pace. I don't have to be so cool, alright? Even though if I did the whole thing in 1 single second, it would be pretty cool and interesting. But you know what? Taking my time. I'm patient. I'm a patient person. Alright. All right. We're all done. We're done. Would you stop yelling? Someone's taking a nap in the other room. Would you stop yelling? Stop yelling. Stop it. But you're yelling. I was only yelling to overpower your yelling. Stop yelling. There you go. There's your skit. There's your skit. I actually thought of a couple. Sometimes I think of skits and I'm like, you know, I could do it because I've done them before. I've done a lot of different stuff, right? And I'm like, I could do it, but I just don't know if like people are gonna like, you know. If you think it's good, just make it and put it on there. Maybe it's gonna get shut down. It's gonna be failed. That's okay, you know. I think people should welcome just the whole reality of it. Like, here's the thing: if you want to make videos online, you should probably welcome the reality that you're gonna fail. And you know, I think a lot of people think that they need to do a specific thing, so they're not gonna try to just like talk and be themselves. Like, I'm gonna talk about my life. Like, a lot of people, like, they don't really like to, you know, expose their privacy too much, you know? Some people come online to exploit their privacy, and other people don't, and some people think it's fun, some people don't like some people, it's too stressful for them. Like, I don't want to reveal all these things about myself and, like, put it on there, and, you know, like, what if I'm embarrassed? But I do think the reality of the situation is, like, if you really think about it, you know, you should probably just do stuff if you really like it. I mean, that's what I think. If you really like making videos, you're just going to make them. If you just love doing it, nothing's going to stop you, you know? So if you really have, that's what I think, you know? I think some people, they just don't like it enough. They don't want to do it. They don't want to. Like, I think if you really wanted to, I don't think you really hold yourself back. I don't think you really hold yourself back. Because, like, sometimes I think there's something holding someone back, and, like, me giving them advice or telling them something would help them do it. But it's like, no, you're just not me. You're just different, you know? Maybe you're a car mechanic or a librarian, or you work at some fast food place or some grocery store. Actually, what are the most jobs? Or where are the most... That's interesting. I want to know that. Like, I think most of the jobs are probably fast food places. Kind of funny. Because I work at this fast food place, and then I'm going to go eat at this fast food place. That's merchant. We're merchants. We're traders. We're capitalizing through fast food trade. That's my trade. making these burgers. That's my trade. Making these burgers. That's my trade. Making these burgers. Burger boy. Burger boy. I feel like Burger Boy could be a good fast food chain. Burger Boy. Did anyone ever? That's probably a thing. Like, that's pretty straightforward. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that some point, like, you know, you were creating a fast food chain, you're like writing down all these names. Well, what am I going to call this thing? And you just, maybe it took a long time, like years and years and years, until you're like, I'm going to call it Burger King. I'm going to call it Wendy's. I'm going to call it Hardee's. I'm going to call it Sonic Drive-In. I'm going to call it McDonald's. Well, actually, the McDonald's was, because that was the last name of the original guys who created it. And then they got it robbed from them. Yeah, McDonald's was actually stolen from the original guys that created the franchise. Or created the restaurant. It's pretty crazy, actually. McDonald's was stolen. Legally, I mean, they were kind of backed in a corner. I watched a documentary. There's like a movie on it. And I watched it. Because I think it was free to watch. And pretty interesting. The guy who founded McDonald's, it's pretty interesting. You know, I was thinking, so he kind of screwed those guys over. The guys who, it's kind of ironic if you think about it. Because you're this businessman, you've been working your whole life, and then you end up creating, you know, getting into this McDonald's deal with these guys to create this franchise, and you're the one who really he was the one who wanted to really make it big. The guy who, you know, kind of made it what it was, or what it is. And so he did like a lot of the work and stuff, but essentially he was able to legally kind of take McDonald's from them. And they signed a deal, but that they were supposed to get some money, but they ended up getting like nothing for the McDonald's name, which is kind of ironic. I think it was kind of, I don't know. It's like, but think about this. And then McDonald's turns around, right? And then they donate a bunch of money to charity. And it's like, couldn't you just have like given those guys some money at least? Like the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy. He got bought out. And the reason why he got bought out is because he didn't really have the money to fund the franchise. And so they pretty much gave him some money for it. And that was all he got, though. And now he's all over all these, you know, it's actually kind of BS. It's kind of like he's all over the franchise, and he's like the main face. He's the one who pretty much created that characterization, Colonel Sanders. Or is it Colonel Sanders? And then now, you know, his kids or whatever, they don't get nothing for that. Isn't that crazy? You know, if I was related to that guy, if I was related to him, I would totally dress up like Colonel Sanders and just cosplay the hell out of it and see what would happen. I think it would go viral. Like, dude, this guy's related to Colonel Sanders, and he's just doing all this crazy, like, skits and comedy stuff, but I guess he's not me, you know? Like, I wish I was like, you know, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm completely fine where I am, but, you know, the whole McDonald's thing is kind of crazy. Cause like, but yeah, so like you took the franchise from these guys, and they essentially, they were making bad decisions too. And, there's a lot of stuff. You have to go, you know, go read it or look it up and stuff. Like, find it out for yourself. It's not that hard. But, essentially, yeah, like, so McDonald's don't know, this is what I was trying to say. So, and I was thinking about this. So McDonald's donates money to charities and stuff. But, yeah, like, I guess I already said it, but it's just like, you know, it just drives me crazy. It's like, why would you do that? I don't know, like, you just took it from them, you didn't give them anything, and then now McDonald's is donating a bunch of money to charity. Or like, you know, you won't give your workers raises, but you donate a bunch of money to charity. Shouldn't you just, like, give back to the workers, the people who work at the damn place? I mean, I guess if you donate to charity, that's a lot. Like, it's probably a lot more money to pay the workers more. So, You know, that would be crazy if, like, can you imagine what it would be like if McDonald's was, like, more expensive, right? And the workers got paid really well. And it was like a place. Can you imagine if it was like a place where, like, it didn't hire just anybody off the streets, a bunch of felons and a bunch of tattoos and all that crazy stuff. You know, sometimes it's the case, sometimes it's not. But it's like, you know, fast food places tend to be places for like sometimes, you know, they just kind of like will hire anyone because everybody always quits because no one wants to work the job. Seems like it goes through a lot of people. But I'm out of here. I'm out of here.